Alex. When Anonymous Alex used to pop off, he used to play that mecha Taros as well, and hopefully we get to see that type of gameplay against Marker, because that might actually do something against Marker, because Marker's going to be very aggressive with that scythe and maybe involving those signatures a lot. And if they can land them, will be amazing. But so far, we're seeing Marker go really aggressive with that scythe.
Okay, Marker just looking for that sidelight, looking to be able to punish that just attempt to go and pick up a weapon. Yep, that's exactly what you gotta do when somebody's desperate to pick it up. You throw out a bunch of hitboxes in their face. Marker wanted a dash jump ground pound, so aggressive, so committal, looking for another jump catch with the recovery, is unsuccessful in doing so. Ooh, okay, Jal is getting super scary.
Yeah, and Marker just got scary with that scythe grab out into a clash. He's still alive after that. The dare comes in. Marker was just following up very well. Marker had to regroup there and get that neutral air. But as soon as Marker brought Jaw off that ledge, they just had the whole overall control.
Why do Axe players love jumping up over the ledge and pressing like side A, especially with a character that doesn't have a lot of movement speed? It's a slow button, and if you whiff it, you kind of end up getting blown up for it. It just feels like such a massive commitment. At the moment, though, Marker just putting on some damage onto Jaw here, just backing off a little bit, looking for the dash jump downer. Marker was nowhere even close to getting hit by it, just waited and with punished.
Yeah, and we're kind of seeing, I mean, Jaw's been throwing out these signatures or these attacks off the ledge because it has so much range. If it lands, it's almost a confirmed knockout option. So you're seeing Jaw get a lot more risky with different options off that ledge. Stomp side air or stomp sidelight comes ahead and lands. Jaw lands the dare option, actually allows for Marker to come back to platform and regroup. But Jaw at the moment, holding on that ledge, is gonna have to jump back to platform. Marker knows that, but Jaw picks up the axe. He tries to do something there, but Marker says otherwise and knocks him out of that second stock. But Jaw's keeping up with him.
Jaw is struggling at the ledge, though, and I feel like that's what a lot of this game is coming down to at the moment. Jaw backing up a little bit, being nice and patient, good spacing out there. You whip that side of the neutral, and that's going to be a nice punish on Marker's behalf. Ooh, you got to be careful. That is what happens. That is what happens to you with one bad commitment, with one bad option press, and you put yourself off stage against Scythe. That is what Scythe does to people.
And Marker just showing off what he's known for with that size, man. You see Jaw trying to do some stuff there, but that overall commitment with Marker off that ledge led to them being so confident to go for some risky stuff. And I gotta look at this final replay here. Side light into neutral light. Oh, let him off ledge. Gets the neutral air. Back to
that
air,
dodge
neutral
in.
Air,
That dodge in.
Recovery. No. He's crazy at that.
And Jaw, by the way, I want to say did everything by the book, which is you get hit with Scythe, and what's like the first thing that you learn about getting hit with Scythe off stage? You don't jump after you get hit, right? You just want to dodge, you want to keep all your tools, but then Marker had the optimal punish on the dodge, and Marker was a step ahead. Said, hey, you got to develop your meta a little bit more. You have to understand the predicament that you're in. Read the dodge, punished the dodge, and then ended up getting a stock out for it with that incredible combo. So at the moment, if I'm Jaw, I am upset about how last game went. I am not happy.
Yeah, if you're Jaw, you know, he's getting aggressive with unarmed. He's trying to catch Marker off guard a little bit. It's not working too well when Marker's on that orb. So you're going to see Jaw like, hey, I'm going to pick up that axe. Tries to do a recovery to have a lot of recovery frames, and Marker punished it a little bit. But these platforms are starting to mess with Jaw a little bit, and we'll have to see how Marker takes advantage of that.
Okay, looking for that end sig. Not going to be able to get that scoop up, though. And like just to be able to get off of him. Okay, D-Light into this dash, side light, and neutral as well. You already know that's the Telos damage output. But Marker, with the consistency, the side light into the side orb does not KO. You know how that weapon works unless you get a recovery. And so the side finally comes out. And Jaw, now with a bit of a lead.
Yeah, and Jaw's like, you know, I don't want what happened last game to really impact me. I'm going to go crazy with that axe. I'm going to go crazy with my hammer and use these platforms to my advantage if it's possible. Right? But as I say that, Marker does a reversal recovery, gets a jump back to be able to come back to the ledge, but that was a very risky thing for Marker to do. But I think Marker knew that he had to come right back to that ledge, get his jumps back, or else Jaw was going to get knocked out either way.
I like how slowly Marker is just landing back onto the stage here, you know, being nice and patient about this. Jaw, okay, weapon tossing and then just immediately picking it back up. Jaw gonna be stuck off stage. Marker going off stage with him just in case he could, of course, get a neutral in. Okay, huge Light, really good punish.
If you're Jaw though, you don't want to go off ledge. I mean, that's what Marker's been destroying you on. You know, that's. Oh, but Jaw's also going for some risky options, allowing for Marker to bring Jaw off that ledge. Falling Cider does not land, and Neutral Air does. Backward weapons throw into a hammer pickup is going to be the option that Jaw takes, and the Neutral Air lands. Marker's not out yet though of that second stock, and Marker might go ahead and get that Scythe and do a knockout option here.
Okay, got that side air, didn't get the jump lead, but the recovery, not able to get the down air as well. Marker just coming back onto the stage so aggressively, catching Jal, just backing off a little bit. This is the challenge with Scythe, which is how do you close sometimes? You get the end light, you don't get the recovery, you end up whiffing it, and Jal finds a punish with the side air. Jal holding on, hanging on to the stock. If I'm Marker, I really want to have an orb, just so that I could get like a side light side air.
Well, and I think Jaw now is like, I'm not going to go off ledge as much as I can. And I think Marker knows that. And that's why he's approaching him off edge whenever he can. And I think, Jaw's able to go and come back to that ledge. But once Jaw's on platform against Marker, Marker knows that Jaw has the overall control so far. And that grab pound lands. That recovery misses. The grab pound lands by Marker, though, instead. But Marker's down to half a stock.
Honestly, that commitment was kind of worth it, because if Jaw like got any more hits, that could have been Marker stock to begin with, and honestly, you did a lot of damage off stage, so just hold that, just eat that. How do you initiate? How do you go on from here on out? Jaw keeps on whiffing, and Marker is playing a little bit more floaty. Look how much time Marker is taking to land, and that's because of how threatening, how good of an option Scythe Downer is. But you got no Scythe, you pick another one back up. Jaw gonna be getting that D-Light into the cider, the stomp cider, and taking that game.
Dude, he embodied that moves at that point, man. With how Jaw really played with that Teros going into it. I mean, just knew that he had the platform neutral control, and that's what he needs with Teros to do the damage buildup. That hammer did very, very well overall, and then once he brought Marker off that ledge and getting them into the orange, they just were going for these attacks that had very low recovery frames. That's why they were whiffing so much, because they knew they had the ability of recovering, and that Stomp Cider came in very well with Clutch going into that game. And I mean, Marker's going crazy with Scythe. Now we're seeing, Jaw coming crazy with the hammer, and that Stomp Cider is such a critical thing for Hammer right now.
Yeah, especially at the ledge. When it came to the ledge, when it came to being off stage, Marker could be stuck there, right? Just really slowly trying to find a way to be able to get back on here. But when it comes to Scythe, you actually don't have a lot of ways to really threaten somebody that is standing on stage. Think of a weapon like Hammer, right? You're really, really afraid of recovery coming back onto the stage because it's able to scoop you and take you back out. But when you Scythe an orb, you don't have that much distance. You don't have like super like long vertical hitboxes like that.
Yeah, I think Jaw now is having his overall control. That platform benefited them very well in the first like 20 seconds or so. But now we got Marker with Jaw off the ledge. But Jaw also has Axe and Hammer, which do a lot of damage and a lot of force. So Jaw can, realistically go for these options. But Marker's now going in for these true combos on the Jaw. And Jaw's off that ledge just trying to fight for his jumps back. Is able to, but gets the dare option. Might be able to get a falling side air. Misses signature though. But gets the side air instead. But throws the weapon away.
Really good dodge, able to get past that GCD light. But Marker actually gonna be whipping the down air. Jaw just picking up the hammer once again. You know what time it is? It's stomp time. Jaw's gonna be stomping. Jaw's gonna be looking for that opening. And Marker is opting to not play on the ground because of course that is where stomp threatens you the most. Marker getting that neutral light, looking for the recovery pickup. Really good dodge past the hammer side air. Orb on hand. You know what that means? Side light into the side air. That is how you clean up those stocks. With Scythe, early game, you're putting on a lot of damage. With Orb, that is your closing weapon as Fate.
Well, and Silent Side Air is true, right? So when it comes down to Marker, that is going to be the perfect option to land because they know Jaw can't really react to it once they get into that Silent. So if you're Marker, you're like, okay, I'm going to go for that. Jaw's just going to go in for a couple of light attacks because that character has so much heavy attacks that he can just knock out with a neutral light. But doesn't knock out there though. Jaw throwing a weapon away, but gets the GC down in the recovery. Very nice job. He's got to be careful with throwing the weapons the way he is.
Yep, just classic unarmed fundies there, able to get that combo, and now Marker, that's one neutral light, tries to go for the immediate side light. I think if you did a chase dodge side light, that would have ended up connecting. Scythe off stage, how do you make it back on? You land, you dash, you dodge, and Jaw, again, side light into the downer, just dealing so much damage.
Yeah, and Jaw just has so much damage with that Teros. He's able to keep clean, even though Marker's doing 3 or 4 different attacks. X. The recovery allows him to touch the ledge, but Marker, oh, gets dared and is able to come back with a down signature lands. Doesn't knock him out yet, though. Look
But the
that
neutral is...
still
How
doesn't
is
work out.
Fate hanging on to the stock? Oh my goodness. Oh, and then just goes for the end sig, ends up whiffing anyways, gets the neutral, able to not connect that side as Jal just able to go ahead and clean up that stock. 2-to-1 stocks. Oh man, we're seeing an issue, which is how do you close right now, especially with Scythe? How do you get this finishing hit, AJ?
I don't know, but right now, if you're Marker's able to come make amends, but I mean, they got to figure out something against Jaw, because Jaw is popping off with that axe, that hammer. It's 1-1. Who's going to take advantage for this set is all going to come down to this game and his final stocks here. And Jaw with his neutral control with hammer, Marker's having a rough time really taking that away from him, trying to bring him off the ledge. We do see them bring it off the ledge now, but Jaw just comes back, misses a stomp. They are whiffing a lot of attacks, and Marker's not maximizing on it. Look at it.
Okay, you get that side light, you get that end light as well. Into the recovery, you've evened up the damage, you stuck off stage. I'm surprised that was a sider and not a neutral. I felt like neutral would have been the optimal thing in the moment, so that you could go ahead and throw them behind you, but that's okay. You're looking for the side light once again. Side light into the neutral. Jaw with a sider with hammer. That's not enough to do it though. The recovery just barely dodging past it. Jaw closing out that game.
Dude, Jaw just had the overall control of Marker that game, and Marker's gonna have to change to something completely else, because that axe is having so much damage build up on the platform. Marker's unable to take that platform control to do anything with Orb, and you're seeing Jaw really come in with these camera nairs. He is missing a lot though. We even see that towards the end of that second to last stock there, with that neutral air knockout option, and then we just see Jaw with the neutral light. And then, you know, just a lot of back and forth. And then his final stock came down to a hammer. That weapon throw would have confirmed him to that side either way. Nice dodge, but runs straight into a neutral layer. He impulse jumped up. So now we might be seeing a different character from Marker that they've also played, I believe, in other events as well, which is that Rayman. And, you know, that Fate was good, but that Rayman is what they're known for.
I think I like this Rayman because I like this a little bit more because now you have Axe, which is great. You can space them out quite a bit. You can threaten with a neutral light at high damage. You can threaten with a sider at high damage. You have ways to clean up stocks now, especially with Gauntlet as well. I think this is a really good switch for Marker. I wasn't really crazy about either of those weapons, especially last game. But okay, whoa, watch it, buddy. You're aggressive off stage today. My goodness.
Jaw is just going crazy with Unarmed. He's already got Marker in the orange. And I mean, there's a reason why Unarmed's been nerfed for a reason, because you would have players go into the orange off of that in previous patches. And now you're seeing Jaw go crazy with it, you know. But those gauntlets of Marker are very, very powerful. They might be also one of the main weapons that can counter that hammer and take that neutral control from Jaw.
Okay, just weapon tossing down is a really nice way to be able to get that landing. What an optimal weapon toss, Marker, just using that as a moment to get back on. Yeah. Oh, you can't do that. You gotta be careful, buddy.
Okay, well, that's an option there. Marker comes in with that axe recovery, realizing that Jaw is going to try to go back to that ledge and take the neutral control, and just knocks him out of that first stock. And axe is powerful for a reason, and we just saw it there. And Jaw's now going to try to axe against Marker,
Axe
and Marker,
needs it.
this is...
Okay, Axe definitely needs the amount of damage that it does.
And right now we're seeing Jaw challenge Marker on that. Now Marker's not going to be getting the axes. Oh, he does. Okay, he does get the axe this time. I was about to say he's about to make a gauntlet, and Jaw has opportunity, but it's axe versus axe. You know, and it's not, they're both being aggressive in their own ways. They're trying to bait each other into different things. You know, nice dare option, misses the signature. Marker knows he's going for the down signature a lot. I think Jaw's got to realize that, but now the gauntlets are coming in. The close range aggressiveness is going to come out of Marker. And now Marker's gonna have to rely on some range here.
Comes back in with that end light. Now you threatening them off stage. You jumping out there. You trying to fake out Jaw. Jaw weapon tossing up just in case Marker wanted to go for the dash jump ground pound. The sider somehow didn't connect. The recovery down a little bit too low to actually KO off the top. And now Jaw has a second reset life. You get put back off stage. You can hear the heartbeat monitor. The end light comes out once again. You need to close. You need the recovery. You need the D light. You need the side light. You need anything, Marker. But Jaw is still somehow hanging on.
Yeah, we're hearing that heartbeat monitor right now. Marker's heartbeat's going up a little bit here, and Jaw's off that ledge is what Marker wants, and I think Jaw needs to remember that. And Marker comes in with the platform control with a neutral light knockout, and Jaw's gotta be like, okay, now he's taking that center control. I need to take that away from him now.
Okay, you just gotta be nice and patient picking up this weapon. Marker weapon tossing, continuing to deprive and start Jaw of a weapon. Really good stuff, just avoiding that down air because you know how dangerous it can be off stage. You jumped into the side air. You deserve to lose your stock off stage, but actually Jaw just gonna be flipping the tables. That's the recovery that's gone. Okay.
Marker came in, going off ledge, almost got knocked out by Jaw, but Jaw goes too far down and gets punished by Marker, and Jaw's gotta be very careful. He can't bring the Marker off that ledge. He has to stick with that neutral control that he had originally. And now Marker's edge controlling him very, very well. And now we gotta really consider, like, okay, now Jaw doesn't have that neutral control. He's got to stop throwing these random attacks that are not landing. And he's got to do something, but look at that. Marker just came in with the neutral air and just knocked him out because he had no more jump options.
Yeah, Jaw was getting aggressive off stage. And, you know, it's like nice to be aggressive off stage with Axe, right? Like, that's fine to do. But when you use up all of your jumps and dodges because you're so desperate to get that stock out, you know, just pack it up. Pack it up, go home, go back onto the stage, and then let's try again instead of committing so deep. Because you can see what Gauntlet's able to do to people. I'd also really like if Jaw would stop jumping after getting hit with neutral air off stage. Because that's kind of how you get blown up off stage against against gauntlets.
But now this is game number 5 there, Dara, too, and this is a big deal for both players, you know. And I think this map actually benefits Jaw because the last time we saw Jaw on a platform map like this, they were able to have this control over Marker that we didn't see in any other round outside the round that they played on with this map, right? Where it's got 3 platforms, they're stationary. Maybe it's a different color, different, you know, ceiling and walls of the map, but Jaw's gonna have the advantage here, and we're seeing that now with Marker having a rough time really adjusting. Look at him.
Okay, but you get that end light though, surprise no chase dodge. Okay, just going off stage immediately for that desig. It doesn't actually end up connecting the weapon tossing. Weapon deprived, nice. Stomp sider, and Jaw takes the lead.
He got that weapon starve, and that's what Marker was like, oh no, I don't have a weapon, what am I gonna do? He impulse jumps into Jaw's stomp sider, and that's a big deal, and Jaw's like, hey, you know what? When Marker now has those gauntlets, I gotta be careful. They can take advantage of the platforms as much as I can. And now we're gonna see Marker with the weapon throw sidelight. Doesn't go in for anything else. Jaw does that risky recovery, but does go ahead and get knocked out by Marker though instead. And you're seeing Jaw when he's in the air against Marker. Marker just has the overall control.
You get the down air, you're looking for a jump lead with the neutral air. Jaw just ends up siding and getting the wrong direction, just looking to get as much momentum back the other way as possible. Marker needs to find a way to initiate. You end light in the wrong direction, you eat a stomp sider. Okay, and Jaw continues just to keep on stomping, keeps on finding these whiff punishes. Oh boy, you gotta be careful whiffing end light and neutral.
This kind of reminds me of, you know, traditional platform fighters compared to traditional fighting games in general versus platform fighters, and you're having Jaw, it's almost playing like a traditional platform fighter where you stay on the platform while you're having Marker kind of using those platforms and the edge to his advantage here. And you know, it's kind of the exchange of them going back and forth, and where each player is trying to take each other's like advantage of, right? So we're seeing Marker come in with his gauntlets, trying to bring Jaw off the ledge. Jaw's like, no, I'm gonna stomp side air, I'm gonna stick to his platform control and pick up Axe and maybe get a knockout option here.
Yep, you're looking for end light, you're looking for side air, you're looking for recovery, you're looking for ground pound, just about anything. But at the moment, Marker does find the side light. Jaw does keep getting out of there, doesn't eat a recovery. You get knocked off stage though. How do you actually find a way to be able to make it back on? Marker with the ground pound going out there, catching Jaw, immediately jumping away after touching the wall, and now we have a gentle lead.
Yeah, and I know what Jaw was trying to do. He was trying to go in and do like a fastball on our recovery, which would have worked if it was lower, but I think because with how Marker really approached it, he kind of read that option pretty well. And now you know Marker's trying to bring Jaw off that ledge a little bit. I mean, he's getting these two-piece combos, but that stomp side does go ahead and land. But this is anyone's game. This is game number 5, and this is the elimination side. Either one of these players can go and get knocked out by the opposing player based off this one stock. It is down to the wire here, Dara.
Okay, at the moment, J4 just needs to find any way to be able to put on this damage. So, you're fighting against Gauntlet, you're looking to punish side lights with D-lights. But you're looking to back up, you're looking to initiate with something like a side light of your own. You jump after eating the cider, just barely avoiding the signature. Really good stuff. You okay? Hammer on hand. You get the side light, no D-light, but you keep pressing side sig like that, and Marker keeps punishing you again and again and again. All of those signatures, they just result in J4 being blown up.
Yeah, but either way, though, congrats to Marker on doing that a fantastic rebuttal against that signature whip there and getting that 4-piece gauntlet combo, which involved that gauntlet recovery. And I mean, overall,